Hello, my lovelies. Today I'm going to cover the no bullshit 3 things you can do to make a man obsessed with you. Before we do that though, I want to make sure this is the right video for you. So this video isn't going to be a video on how to text back. This isn't going to be a video on how to pretend like you're busy. This isn't going to be how to play games with a man. Because if you attract a man by playing games with him, then you're going to attract a man who likes playing games. And that's not what we're looking for. So this video is for you if you are someone who is tired of wasting your time and tears with guys who are taking you for granted. Number 2, if you are someone who's at that point who you're only interested in being around people who lift you up to be your best self. And number 3, if you are someone who's at that point where you are ready to look for someone to start a family with and has no time to be wasting with guys who have no idea if they want a relationship with you, furthermore family. If you said yes to any of the above, this video is for you. Let's hop in. Point number 1, 3 essential things you can do to make a man obsessed with you. Number 1, take care of yourself. Sounds very simple, but I'm talking about more than just getting your hair, your nails, your skin, your lashes done routinely. I'm talking about your mind and your soul. Do you have topics and activities that interest you, that stimulate your mind, things that get you so excited to talk about you would happily sit and talk with someone for hours on end about? So to give you an example to understand what I mean by taking care of yourself, say you were to parent a child for their best well-being in mind, right? Would you let them sit idle, watch TV, eat snacks all day? Or would you do your best to make sure they're going for classes, learning skills, making friends, doing things of interest so that when they grow up, they can become a valuable and interesting individual when they got to the world of themselves? I imagine that most people would do the latter to take care of a child. The same thing happens when we are adults ourselves. We are basically our own parents governing ourselves. So part of taking care of ourselves also means taking care of our minds and our souls. Having activities, having topics of interest, things that stimulate our minds. Those are the things that make you an attractive and unique individual. This is really important, and because I'm being real, if you're looking for a man who we want to start a serious relationship and then a potential family together, you don't want someone who's just attracted to you because of your looks, because of a chemistry, because of a connection. That is the most shallow form of attraction, because any other good looking woman or any other woman that he can get along with is then going to be able to replace you. When you want to hook a man in, I believe you need to separate yourself from every other woman out there to become not only just one of his options, but his one and only choice. We do that by becoming unique individuals that not only look hot, but are also intriguing and interesting, so much so that he desires to do life together with you. And now I know this sounds like wizardry, but it's not. I'll share why and how. For example, myself, I am wildly interested in understanding intergender dynamics. This is how men and women to make sense of relationships and the world in general. I love self-development stuff. I love reading books, audiobooks, exercise, travel, experiences, business. I could talk about these things for days. Love them. So when I was dating, I got along like a house on fire with guys who were interested in entrepreneurship, traveling, men who were interested in D&Ms. D&Ms are basically deep and meaningful conversations because they also loved human psychology and they like talking about life. So in their eyes, I wasn't just only cute, but she was also unique, and I've never met a girl so fascinating. And we could talk about life and travel, and we could talk about business as well. Wow, I've never met someone like that before. One of the wonderful things about that statement is that if a man liked those attributes, it is likely that I would have little to no competition, because there are very few girls who have that combination of experiences and interests as I have. So I am leading with personality, not just physical attraction or chemistry or a connection. And the best part about it is that he's actually getting to know the real me. And if he likes that, I now know that he actually likes me for me and not just some feeling or chemistry or connection that could be mistaken for a chemistry and connection with anybody else. So it's much easier and much more in control when you have someone who is obsessed with you, when you have something or a combination that no one else has. And now you're his top choice, not just one of his options. So for yourself, what are you into? Are you really into cooking? Are you really into running, yoga, breathwork, hiking, camping, painting, traveling, career? What are the topics that you could sit and talk to someone about day and night and never get tired of? Because that stuff is so sexy. Part of taking care of yourself is having a life outside the relationship. You don't want to be the girl who's desperately waiting on what he wants to do because you've got nothing going on for yourself. That's not hot. Men love to chase, and we want him to think, holy shit, she's not just a pretty face, but I actually can't wait to talk to her again. I can't wait to hear her thoughts on this and that. I can't wait to take her here and there because I know she loves to do those things too. And I can't wait to hear what's going on in her life. Subconsciously, you're getting this man to start thinking, I can't wait to see more of what life looks like together with her. And when you got a man thinking about you like that, he is hooked. He is done. He might not know it yet, but the man is done. I strongly believe that part of dating is finding someone who's on a similar journey or has a similar destination in life that you do. And despite everything else, they can't wait to do life together with you. And from sharing all your interests together, you should be able to make out the values that this guy has. Is he someone who wants to be single forever, travel the world and never settle down? Or does he constantly bring up family? Does he constantly bring up experiences shared together? Where does he see life going based on all the things you guys are excited about? The biggest myth that I've learned through dating is that no guy wants to settle down and have a family. Not true. When I wasn't ready, I had guys stop seeing me because they wanted a family and I wasn't ready. But we don't lead into the first date with I want children. Initially, this will scare a lot of men away because they're going to be thinking, it's not that they don't want kids, they're just thinking, I don't want to be tied down to someone before I even know if we're the right fit for each other or not. Most healthy, masculine, and mentally mature men will want to have a family when they found the right one. Although he's always wanted that deep down inside, it takes the right woman to stimulate him, for him to want to chase and pursue her, to bring that urge out that this is the woman that I actually want to have a family with. So all that is I want you guys to focus on first to get him obsessed is ticking the are you the right person box. So once you've done that and you guys are getting along like a house on fire and he's got similar values and life goals as you have, then wink wink, I think you guys are going the right direction. Number 2, be at peace with who you are and who you are not. Although difficult, it is also really important if you want to end up with someone who actually likes you for you. It is so common for people to just put their best foot forward in the initial parts of dating, hiding all the silly quirks they have because we're scared of not being liked. So we try to portray the best parts of ourselves that we think most people will find appealing, and that's what's going to help us find the right match. Basically playing it safe so everyone likes us. In reality, that's not how it works. When you think about the people that you love most in your life, your friends, your family, do you love them because of how perfect they are? Or do you love them because they're just something so silly, so unique, and so funny about them that they're irreplaceable? That is the beauty of being a unique human being. Everyone comes with their unique quirks and experiences, and you have one story. You are your story. So share it with pride, where you've been, where you are, where you're going. Let someone opt in on your journey with you, and maybe, just maybe, they'd be inspired enough by you to share their own story and be themselves around you too. Okay, so I'll go first. I'll share my weirdness with you guys. If I were to date again, I'd share stories and have a few laughs about how forgetful I am and how directionally illiterate I am. I will try my best, but without a GPS, I am hopeless and I have no idea where I am most of the time. So I will definitely need saving. I am also a nutty believer of chasing your dreams. So instead of getting a respectful job in the industry that I graduated from, I decided to pick up 3 different odd jobs to make ends meet while I try to get a dropshipping online store going and keep my passion for videography alive. Do you see how that's very different from introducing myself as, hey, I've got 3 jobs and I love videography? You're just only sharing the good sounding sides of things that I think that you want to hear. I am sharing my life journey, all its goodness with all its flaws, and it's endearing. I'm allowing you to be on this journey with me. And for you to be able to walk away thinking, I loved getting to know Laura as she is, and I can't wait for another date to figure out if I could potentially see myself doing life together with her. Just like point number 1, if you have a man walking away from a date thinking, wow, she's so different and I love that, you are now going to be in that unique position where no other girl will be able to compare to you because there is only one of you. And for a guy, it's very simple. When a mature and masculine male who has his head screwed on right, when you are one of one to him, his search stops. He subconsciously decides, and very quickly mind you, that you are the one that he wants to chase because he's never met anyone like you before. And if he loses you, he'll never find another one, and he knows that, and now he's obsessed with getting to know you and chasing you. However, if you are asking, Laura, what if I really like him and he hasn't made it official and I think he's still seeing other girls, what do I do? I like to think of it this way. If you really liked me, you can't really like her the same. And if you really liked her, then you can't really like me the same way. But if a man cannot decide and he's not worried about taking you off the market whatsoever, then I will kindly suggest to part ways. Because we are not here to waste our time with men who don't know what they want. We want someone to start a family with soon. And it's either we like each other as we are, or we're just not that into each other. And that is okay. Because ladies, remember, there are many seats for acquaintances, for friends, but there is only one seat for a life partner. So if you are not his only choice, but you are an option among other choices, then he isn't the one. You are a Louis Vuitton bag. Just because someone doesn't know what it's worth doesn't mean it's worth any less. Your dream man is still out there. So number 3, learn to be the bigger person. Okay, so I'm not sure if everyone knows what this means, but learning to be the bigger person means to give the other person the benefit of the doubt that they might have just acted in a way that's not in line with their best self, and to take the lead and to show them how you would like to be treated instead. So during difficult times in my life, my mum used to love to say, be the bigger person. For example, if I got into a misunderstanding with a friend, although I thought I was right, she'd advise that I still went to my friend to break the silence and make good for the sake of the relationship. Granted, this was a good friend and not just one of those people who takes advantage of you. So go to her, give the benefit of the doubt that she said what she said out of fear of rejection and that she really values our friendship more than I know. So go say, hey, I know we both didn't mean what we said and I cherish our friendship more than anything else. How about we go for a coffee and make it up? Say in dating he hasn't asked you out on a date, despite the fact that you guys have been having great conversation, texting over a week or 2 per se. This would be a great time to say, hey, I love getting to know you over here, but are you ever going to ask me out on a date? Sometimes guys are just so nervous on what is the right thing to say or not, especially when they kind of like you. Guys are afraid of rejection too. So on our first date, Pat and I had so much fun, but he wasn't making any moves to kiss me. So I stood up on this little ledge and I put my hands on my hips because obviously I was short. I had to stand up somewhere to look tall while I was making my point. So I looked at him and I asked him, are you going to kiss me or what? And later I found out he just didn't kiss me because he was a bit nervous. He was a very respectful guy and he was just a little bit out of the game. As a lot of amazing men are, because they are spending most of their time on work and things that make them a high value man, which is also meaning that they're not spending every weekend out partying and out flirting with girls, so he could just be a little bit out of touch. Needs a little bit of a push, a little bit of guidance. Could be the man of your dreams, but we don't know that yet, so we don't want to discount him yet just because he doesn't know how to take the first move. However, if by the end of the first date, the second date, you still need to text first, you still need to push for the second date, then just forget it. He's just not your man. This is either just a sign that he's just not that into you, or that he's just more a passive man who doesn't like taking the lead, which is not what we're looking for. Because I'm a big believer of dating someone for who they are, not for what we hope they would be. So if he's this passive right now, I would believe that he's just going to be either the same or the worse when you get into a relationship, and that you're going to be the one who has to push him to do everything. So in relation to being the bigger person and how that gets a man obsessed with you, you first guiding him on the next steps you like to take to get to know each other shows him that you are a woman who knows what she wants. A healthy masculine man will take this hint very quickly and step up to the plate to take charge. One of the scariest things for a man in dating is for a woman to reject his gifts or what he offers her. If he is a healthy masculine man, he is dying to do something that will make you happy. But he also can't read your mind since you guys just met. So if you become the bigger person by giving the benefit of the doubt, he does want to please you and make you happy. It's just that he just doesn't know you yet and can't read your mind. A man will feel valuable in your presence and he will want to be around you even more because he feels safe that he can please you. And then he will want to please you even more. So if a man already thought that you were cute, and I've never met a girl as interesting as her, and now you're giving him grace and benefit of the doubt so he can feel valuable in your presence, you can bet that this man is going to be obsessed with you. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree with what I've said in the comments. I make these videos because I hated playing games in the dating scene. And I hated it even more when I got told to settle for less. But I didn't, and now I found the man of my dreams, so I feel obligated to share what I've learned and pay it forward. You guys know the drill by now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, next week's video is going to be a bit of a story time with Laura. It's going to be about how we keep the spark alive in a long-term relationship. Almost every other couple I have met has told me that the honeymoon phase will pass and you guys won't have the spark like you used to have anymore, and it is completely normal. And as usual, I refuse to buy into that, so I read and I tried lots of things with Pat, and I would say for 4.5 years later, things are still pretty sparky. And we're getting married next year. So subscribe if you want to know when that video is out, and I will see you guys there.